country, assuring Kenyans that the president is fully in charge.
You cannot deputize somebody by force. You cannot stay in the office of the deputy president if you cannot deputize the president. And I have no regret as Dr. Lilian Achieng Gogo for having voted yes. I know it is a matter in court, but we can never divide Kenya. Kenya is one, and everybody has the freedom of residing, working, eating, and sleeping anywhere they want. And we must have respect for the office. Even if there are differences between any two leaders, one must be above the other. And when you are serving under the office of somebody, respect that somebody.
That this gentleman must leave office. We've impeached him. We initiated it, we impeached him. And Speaker, I know you tried to pull us back and to think through it deeply. I want to assure you, we thought through it deeply. So let the court move as fast as possible. He has been granted enough time to be before the courts of law. Our decision as the representatives of the Kenyan people is final. Gachagua has been impeached, and anything that requires parliament to be done towards him cannot be done.
We made a decision that someone must go, and that person has to go. So we are telling the courts, tunaambia koti, tafadhali muharakishe huyo jamaa aende nyumbani, tupatie Dr. Kindiki na nchi iendelee kwenda mbele.
To assure Kenyans that our president is in total control, that our president is holding the country together. That's why we have a broad-based government in place, and we ask everybody of goodwill to pray for our country, to support our president, to support our country, and maintain and sustain peace, and development will follow in our country.
With the impeachment motion against Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua finalized in Parliament and now at the hands of the judiciary, it begs key questions on the future of Mount Kenya region voting bloc and the bearing of the ouster motion. The vote-rich region arguably contributes largely to whoever becomes president in an election and has always been courted viciously. However, with the removal of Rigathi Gachagua and replacement of Kithure Kindiki, the region seems to be faltering as Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West emerge. What is the effect of this political tremor for 2027, and just who won or who lost? Mudhoni Caroline reports.
Political tension has been witnessed in the Mount Kenya region, having been stirred by the impeachment motion against the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, one of the grounds being ethnicity.
The Senate has resolved to remove from office by impeachment His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua AGH, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
Hours after the Senate declared Gachagua impeached, President William Ruto went ahead and nominated Professor Kithure Kindiki as the new Deputy President, who is currently serving as the Interior Cabinet Secretary. This decision was supported by the National Assembly, where all 236 members of Parliament, all in attendance, voted in Kindiki as the new Deputy President nominee. However, the swearing was barred by a court order as Gachagua petitioned in defense of his seat. Rigathi Gachagua hails from Nyeri County, specifically from Mathera constituency, which is situated in the western slopes of Mount Kenya, while the Deputy President nominee, Professor Kithure Kindiki, comes from Tharaka Nithi region, which is part of the Mount Kenya region, situated in the eastern slopes of Mount Kenya. This fact causes a rift in these two regions, as each region is in support of their own in the seat of the Deputy President.
We acknowledge the need for a strong linkage with the executive to fast-track our region priorities. collaboration and constant dialogue, we are confident that Mount Kenya East will progressively secure a stronger recognition in the national agenda.
Na kwa hivyo ndio sababu nimekuja na tumewasikiza, nimeshinda the whole day nikisikiza ground, na watu wa Nyeri wamesema Deputy President hawataki atolewe.
According to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC), the Mount Kenya region is one of the regions that has the highest number of registered voters and mostly used to determine the winning candidate in terms of votes gained from the region. Registered voters per county for the 2022 general elections in Mount Kenya East counties, including Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Embu, Kirinyaga, had a total of 1,714,374 registered voters. In Mount Kenya West counties, there is Nyeri, Nyandarua, Murang'a, Kiambu and Laikipia, which had a total of 3,576,083 voters. This is an indication that if two regions break away, Gachagua gets the greatest support from the region compared to Kindiki. In further research, we conducted an interview with a political analyst, Mr. Mureithi Bwito, who is greatly informed in Mount Kenya politics and gave more information on this drift.
Mount Kenya, since the Tuesday regarding Gachagua was presented to Parliament, that was the end of Mount Kenya with His Excellency William Ruto. And I can say blatantly so, because that's the ground. That's not the people who sit with him and enjoy coffee and other goodies. We are talking about the Kenyans themselves who vote from the region of Mount Kenya. The fallout began, and it will be completed as soon as the verdict to bundle out Rigathi Gachagua is going to take place. And as you've seen, there has not been really anything justifiable that is laid down, presented as an accusation to Rigathi Gachagua, because you saw the kind of joke that even the one who presented from the National Assembly, how he trivialized the whole thing. It's like it was not a serious issue, but the voters themselves took it so seriously.
With the mounting rift in Mount Kenya, it leaves a major decision-making on the people in the region on whether in support or against the ouster of Rigathi Gachagua, which signals crucial turning point in the region's political journey.
Rigathi Gachagua is in the position of influence, so automatically he can tell you what, if he comes back, bounces back as deputy president, then he will have even more and greater influence, because he has stood for justice, and the many things that the Mount Kenya people were expecting of him, they were able to reap.
Muthoni Caroline reporting for EBN News.
Well, thanks, Carol. Now, Kenyans have continued to voice their dissent over the proposed increase of term limits for elected leaders from 5 years to 7 years, terming it a nullity. Makueni Senator Dan Manzo has urged the Senate to do away with the bill as it is not a priority. This comes even as ODM members of parliament have rejected the proposals. Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei has sponsored the Constitution Amendment Bill number 2 of 2024 that has received immense opposition from across the country.
Mimi ningependa kusema hiyo mambo ya kuleta sheria, na hata hiyo sheria inakubaliwa bunge na ni sheria ambayo haibatani na katiba. Kitu ya kwanza maspika wanafaa kufanya, sheria kama hiyo lazima ipelekwe kwa wananchi katika public participation. Na sheria kama hiyo ambayo hayabatani na sheria ya Kenya, hakuna haja hata kidogo iletwe bunge. Hapo mnakubaliana na mimi? Kwa hivyo tuwezi kubali hiyo sheria ati kipindi kiongezwe miaka 7. Tayari wa Kenya wametoka na miaka miwili. Kweli urongo? Watu wamechoka. Kama wamechoka na hiyo miaka miwili, mtavumilia miaka 7? Tuseme pesa ya Kenya iache kutumika kwa siasa, itumike kwa maendeleo. Wakati huu pake damu imekwama, miradi yote Kenya imekwama. Hila tumeshuhudia ni kuona sasa Kenya inauziwa watu wengine. Sisi tunasema Kenya ni yetu, tulikomboa kwa mkoloni na sisi tunaweza kujenga Kenya yetu kama pesa yetu haibiwi kwa ufisadi.
Hii nchi iko katika hali ya shida, na Father na all the clergy muendelee na kutuombea sana, kwa sababu tunahitaji Mwenyezi Mungu. Saa hii mnaona vile serikali inaendelea na kufanya ni kutumanage, wanaleta impeachment. Saa hii nasikia kuna motion inakuja ya kusema ati president aongezwe ikuwe ni 7 years. Hiyo ikikuja bungeni tutakataa, lakini kwa sababu hatuna numbers, wananchi tunawauliza, kwa sababu lazima tufanye public participation. Mkataa hiyo maneno kwa sababu kuna njaa. Tunataka tufanye ile maneno inasaidia mwananchi wa kawaida, lakini sisi kama viongozi kujisaidia wenyewe. Kwa hivyo maneno tunasema tunakataa na hatutaikubali.
Kwamba hatutaki kusikizana, tunaofanya mambo ambayo ni ya lazima. Mambo haya tafadhali tuomba yawachwe. Sisi tunakataka tu tuweze kuwa na umoja. Panapokuwa na vita, wanaumia ni watoto, walemavu na wanawake. Hasa mimi wakati kulikuwa na vita bunge, mimi ndio niliwachwa pale na mlemavu mwenzangu ambaye anaitwa Koskei. Tulikuwa under the masses ya vijana. Walikuja wakiwa wengi na wakaweza kunisindikiza, wakanitoa nje, ni mwisho wakanibeba kwenye ngazi juu. Lakini ingekuwa wangetaka kufanya chochote, wangetuumiza. Kwa hivyo viongozi tunapolumbana, tufikirie wale ambao pia wako na ulemavu.
Hundreds of mourners gathered on Saturday at Langata Cemetery in Nairobi to attend the burial of 3 women who were killed earlier this week. The 3, Waris Daud, Nuseiba Dahir, and Amina Abdirashid, were laid to rest in a ceremony attended by family members, friends, Islamic scholars, and several public figures. Leading the burial ceremony was Sheikh Mohammed Shibli, a prominent Islamic scholar and the husband of the late Waris. He was joined by Kamukunji Member of Parliament Yusuf Hassan and Somalia's ambassador to Kenya, Jabril Ibrahim Abdule. Emotions ran high as family members and the community gathered to pay their last respect. The husband of the late Waris, visibly distraught, chose not to speak publicly, instead opting for a moment of silence in memory of his wife and daughters.
Na si jambo la tu kuuawa, lakini sisi tunasikitishwa sana na jinsi walivyouawa. Hii ukatili, chuki dhidi ya wakina mama na wanawake katika nchi yetu ni jambo la kusikitisha sana.
She died because of smothering. Smothering is a blocking of the airway so that you cannot breathe. Then you die because of asphyxia. And we thought that there was some also evidence which looked like rape. Multiple stab wounds. She was stabbed many times, with one of the stab wounds getting right into the heart. So she died because of the stab.
Indeed, and we do empathize and condole with the family members and hope that they can get the justice that they deserve as soon as possible. Now, President William Ruto has said Kenyans will have to roll up their sleeves and develop the country, affirming he will do whatever it takes to ensure the country becomes third world. The head of state has dismissed plans to develop the country through aids or debts, saying taxes is the only way to go. Kenya Kwanza administration has been cast under bright light over overtaxation, including the introduction of housing levy.
I will do the right thing for our country, irrespective of what names people call me, including Zakayo. I was looking at the numbers, today. Japan, their tax as a percentage of GDP is at 34.8%. In Kenya, we are at 15, less than half what it is here. If we have to develop our country, Kenyans must roll up their sleeves and develop their country. Our country is not going to be developed by others. Our country is not going to be developed by aid. Our country is not going to be developed by debt. Our country is going to be developed by us. Japan is built by the Japanese using their own taxes. Kenya will be built by Kenya using our own revenues and our own taxes. That is a statement that we must tell each other. The one thing that I have committed myself to do is that we must then provide a guarantee that every Kenyan who pays for whatever service or pays whatever tax, that money should not be stolen by anybody. So long as we collect whatever tax we are collecting and we use it to grow our country, it is going to benefit us eventually. The one thing we must never do, and I will not do as president, is to say that there will be free lunch, that the country is going to be developed by borrowing money from other people, that the money is going to, that Kenya is going to be developed by others, and that it's going to cost us nothing to develop our country. That one I will not do, and I will not encourage you to do. And that is why I don't mind, you know. People call me names. But you see, when you are doing the right thing, your conscience is clear that you are doing the right thing.
Now, it was a moment of celebration as a man from Bonyando sublocation in Kisii County who went missing years ago, reunited with his family. Joseph Nyanga Andima disappeared under unclear circumstances over 3 decades ago, leaving his family worried. His concerned family launched several search operations over the years in hospitals and morgues, hoping to find him. Loruk OCS Moses Ondigi, who hails from the same area as Andima in Kisii County, spotted and recognized the missing man in Baringo North. He helped Andima reunite with his original family, whom he had not seen for 34 years, bringing joy to his loved ones.
Huyu mzee ni mzee ambaye aliingia hapa, mimi nilipata tu kama ni mtu alikuwa akifanya kazi ya kuchimba choo na maneno ya ujenzi, so tukapatana. Hali 98, 99.
Ni mtu ambaye amekuwa katika tauni yetu ya Kabartonjo hadi jana, wakati ambapo tumepata wageni kutoka sehemu ya Kisii, wakisema kwamba hawa ni jamii ya Joseph, na walituambia kwamba Joseph alikuwa ametoweka ama hakuwa ameonekana kuanzia mwaka wa 90.
Tumekaa na yeye kwa hiyo muda yote, na si kuweza kujua ya kwamba hakuwa hajui nyumbani kwao. Na kwa sababu mimi ni organizing secretary ya watu wa nje, amekuwa akinielezea kwamba hajaenda nyumbani kuanzia 1990 mpaka leo hii. So amekuwa akinielezea kwamba kwao ni Suneka, na tumekuwa tukiongea tu kama marafiki mpaka mwaka hii nilipoona mwili yake inaendelea kuenda vibaya sana. Tukasemezana na bibi yake. Bibi yake akasema ya kwamba huyu mtu mwili yake inaendelea kuenda vibaya.
I've got so many questions, but we are happy for the family as well. Now, the Kilifi County government has partnered with the Kenya Informal Settlement Improvement Project to construct 1.1 billion shillings worth of road projects in informal settlements in the area. The projects are already ongoing, and they include the construction of a 518 million shillings worth of roads in slums within Kilifi Town, Kilifi North Sub-County, 382 million shillings roads, and 64 million shillings worth of toilets in Muyeye informal settlement in Malindi Sub-County, 450 million shillings worth of roads at Sabaki informal settlement in Magarini Sub-County as well. Speaking during the launch of the projects, Area Governor Gideon Mungaro urged residents to cooperate with the national and county government so that the projects can be implemented on time. He was accompanied by Kilifi Women Representative Gertrude Mbeyu, Malindi Member of Parliament Amina Mnyazi, Magarini MP Harry Kombe, representative of the KISP project, and several members of the County Assembly, where he also said that the projects include issuance of title deeds, erecting of street lights and drainage systems.
Huu mradi wa KISP tulisubiri kwa muda mrefu sana. na tunashukuru kuona mtoto amezaliwa leo. Kwa Mheshimiwa Gavana kuja kuanzisha mradi huu umalizike. Wakaji wa Sabaki wana furaha tele, na hakuna mtu ambaye anatuashushi na mradi, na kwa sababu mradi ulikaa kitambo, ni furaha kwetu pia watoto wetu watakuja kula matunda ya huu mradi.
0.8 kilometers zinakuja kujengwa. Tumeelewana hapo? Lakini mimi nataka nifafanue zaidi kama mama mwenye boma la watu wa Malindi, ya kwamba msione 4.8 kilometers mukazichukulia ni hivi hivi. Jamani, ni barabara kubwa hiyo.
Kutoka hapa leo taanzisha pale Sabaki mradi mwingine wa kama huu wa Muyeye wa milioni 282. Kwa hivyo kwa jumla kuanzia Kilifi hapa Muyeye na Sabaki tutatumia zaidi ya bilioni 1.1 ya huu mradi ambao unaendelea sasa hivi.
Competency-based curriculum parents in Embu are calling on the government through the Ministry of Education to ensure there is clear information on the grade 9 learners who are in the dark on what to do next year. Speaking during a graduation of PP2 pupils at Joyful Kids School in Embu, parents decried lack of information as the biggest challenge in the CBC system. They noted that many parents are in the dark on the books and other co-curricular activities expected for grade 9 learners who will be hosted by the junior school. They further noted that the last-minute communication usually disadvantages many parents, especially from rural areas. The parents are also calling on the Ministry of Education to help both private and public schools in sports matters to develop and grow their talents.
Unapata wakati mwingine wazazi wakienda kununua vitabu kwa bookshops, hizo vitabu wakati mwingine haziko, ama ministry inachelewa kidogo kurelease the list of books zenye wazazi wanafaa kununulia watoto. Unapata wakati mwingine ukienda kununua vitabu zimeisha. CBC pia iko aligned sana na mambo ya michezo. Tungeomba pia serikali through the Ministry of Education pamoja na Ministry ya Sports waweze kushirikiana pamoja, tuweze kusupport watoto wetu kwa various sports. Kama sasa timu yetu ya wasichana iliweza kwenda hadi kwa World Cup ya ladies ya under 17, na ni jambo mzuri ambayo serikali ingetilia maanani ama kushikilia kwa nguvu ili michezo iendelee kupaa na kuweza kusaidia watoto wetu kuendelea mbele.
We've experienced a few challenges, and maybe the greatest one being lack of enough information from the government, because there's a lot of uncertainties as from what will happen next. Transitioning from for example grade 8 to grade 9, we are not sure how that process is going to be like, so we are not even sure what to tell the parents. So our prayer would be that the government would be more forthcoming with it. Kabisa kwanza ni information kuhusu vitabu. The approved textbooks that the kids are supposed to use in their next class next year. Some of the schools hatujaweza kama sisi pia kupatia wazazi ni vitabu vigani wanafaa kununulia wanafunzi between now and before they open in January, so that they're able to prepare, especially considering the economic times at this time.
Tunaomba serikali iingilie, kwa sababu kama sasa watoto tayari wamefunga shuleni, na sisi kama wazazi tunataka kuwa tunajitayarisha kuwapanga vile watakuwa narudi shule mwaka ujao Januari itakapofika. Mwisho katika hii tunaita junior secondary school. Kutoka hapo hatujui exactly vile wata transition kuelekea pale kwa senior. Kuna maswali mengi ambayo tukijaribu kuuliza mafuatilia haingii kwa ukamilifu. Kwa mfano, kama mzazi naweza taka kujua njia ambayo itatumika ndio hawa watoto tujue nani ndiye amefuzu kuingia katika shule fulani, kama ni ile tunaita ya national ama
Now to sports, junior starlets jetted back home on Saturday, more focused on the next edition of the World Cup tournament, which will now be held yearly from next year, with Morocco in line to host the next edition. Junior starlets lost 2-0 to an experienced England side in their opening encounter, followed by another loss of 3-0 in the hands of two-time champions Korea before registering their first win when they beat Mexico 2-1 in their final group match, thus finishing third in Group C. Coach Mildred Cheche has described the journey as an eye-opener for her career, the technical bench, and the players as a whole. Well, welcome back home, Starlets. We are so proud of you, the junior Starlets, as they are back home following their first ever experience of a World Cup tournament. So thank you for your valuable company tonight as well. Thank you for watching. This is EBN Weekend Edition. We wrap it up at that point. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Happy Sunday ahead.